Good Wednesday evening, everybody. Come on in. I'm getting ready to make bread pudding because I've got all this bread. I've got what I'm going to give to the birds, but I got some good bread. And I just overbought when I went to the bakery. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a great big batch of this. Is going to be like a bread pudding base is what I'm going to call it. Because when I get the base mixed up, I'm going to divide it out and I'm going to make two different kinds of bread pudding. So here it goes. Here's the basic base for bread pudding. I have, and you know, me and measurements. I got all this bread. I got these nice French bread rolls. I think I used some of them last week. There they are. So let me get the camera down there. I got two of those. And in proportion to what I'm making, you know, bread pudding is one of those things. It's like a dump cake, almost. I guess that's what I call it. I liken it unto a dump cake. Now these rolls are still really good, and I could use them for sandwiches, but I'm going to use them for bread pudding. So I'm going to put two of these French rolls because that's what I've got left. And what I do is sort of, you know, to get them started out a little bit, just wet them up, just enough to get them softened up. I've got some hamburger buns, about 2 minutes for the 4. Been keeping them in the fridge, and then my neighbor gave me 4 or 5. So I kept some to use, and I think let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5. I got 5 hamburger buns. This is just gonna be some fun bread pudding. Now you can watch and try to make this if you like. No specific recipe. This is just for fun, and I'm sure I got a real recipe laying around somewhere. Whenever I get this cookbook going, I will have one. Okay, I got 5 hamburger buns in there, 2 French bread rolls, and these sweet party rolls. Y'all know these are good. I had 2 packs of those, so I've got about 7 of them left in this package. So I'm gonna put them in there. So this is gonna make for some great bread pudding. This bread is pretty fresh. Usually bread is kind of, you know, toward getting stale when most people use it. But I'm using this is pretty fresh, and this is good bread. Okay, that's a lot of bread. A lot of bread. So it's gonna be a big old bowl full of bread pudding. That's why I'm going to divide it up and make 2 different ones out of it. Okay, I'm going to go off here to the side because I've got to get on the other side of the room and do my wet ingredients. In this, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of, I can go ahead and put this in, 2 tablespoons of vanilla flavor will go into my mixture. This is not like real pure vanilla flavor, so I'm putting it into my, I've got 2 cups of milk here that I'm going to put on my Ninja along with those eggs so I can get them. So that's 1, 2. And I've got a cup of regular milk and then a cup of condensed milk, and I'm going to put the rest of that condensed milk. I got 14 ounces of condensed milk I'm going to be using. I've already got part of it in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of my ingredients like that together. And I'll show you the... Now, I use nutmeg, but I'm just going to use about an 1/8 of a teaspoon. Nutmeg just gives it whatever it needs. I don't know. But you can't use too much now because nutmeg is very, very strong. You have to be very, very careful with nutmeg. And to that, I'm going to add just a hair of salt. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my Ninja because I want it blended out really, really good because that's what's going to go over that bread to soften it all the way up to make the pudding part of it. Then I'll start adding the sugar into it. So hold on 1 minute. I'm going to go and whip this up right quick. Okay, I've got my first batch of, this is more or less like the pudding part that goes over it. Isn't that just wonderful? Ooh, it smells so good. So all that's got to soak into the bread. And then I've got, where I couldn't put all of it in, I got about another, well, a little under half a cup. Remember, I had the 2 cups of water I'm sorry, 2 cups of milk in there. 1 cup of regular milk and 1 cup of condensed milk. And I put 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my sugar in. I'm going to be using 2 cups of brown sugar. So once again, I'll be right back. Okay, and into that one, that's another part of my pudding. I put 2 sticks of butter into this one because that's what we're going to put in here in this mixture. It's 2 sticks of butter. So I got my butter in that round, and I have just a little bit more mixture because I can't only put 2 cups of mixture into my cup here. So I got just about another 1/4 of a cup. I got 1 more egg to add to it. And I'll tell you all together how much I put. And anybody that wants to dare to try this big old batch, I'll tell you everything I'm putting into it. That way, if you want to try it, you can. It's up to you. But this is just one of my wild hair type things. Okay, here I'm back. I've got my milk, eggs, butter, sugar. All that stuff is in the bowl now. And this is what I call my base for my bread pudding. So from this base, I can add any kind of fruit that I want to add, but I'm going to have to let it sit there, of course, and soak in. Let all the wet ingredients just soak into that bread so it'll be nice and smooth. And as you can see, this is a huge bowl. So don't be scared of it. Don't get scared. Because you're going to have to get your hands into it as well. Because you got to get that... You got to get all those ingredients incorporated into that bread. Like I said, this is just a fun thing for me. If y'all could just know what this smells like, that fragrance, that aroma is just so awesome. And of course, I tasted a little bit of the mixture. It is wonderful with that vanilla flavor, nutmeg, that brown sugar. It tastes wonderful. So I'm just getting everything incorporated here. And when we get done with it, it's going to be real nice and thick and creamy. It's going to be nice and buttery as well. Now, I can tell you this. The 2 different type bread puddings that I'm making, one's going to be banana blueberry, and the other one is going to be cinnamon. I'm going to add some cinnamon to this mixture. I'm going to divide it out, I think. Make sort of a large blueberry banana one and a small white chocolate. You know what? This Godiva chocolate pudding mix, I'm going to put it into the one that I'm going to do the cinnamon one with, because I thought, let me use that Godiva white chocolate vanilla bean pudding. I want to use it. So that's going to be my unusual thing that's going to go into this bread pudding tonight. So after you get it all mixed up like that, just let it sit there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then after that time, it'll be right for you to get your hands in there and get everything all mixed up, just about like you'd have to do a meatloaf or any other kind of pudding-y type thing like this, where you're using solids, mixing it in with a liquid. You have to get your hands in there. I don't know any apparatus that's already out there on the market that will work to take the place of it. I just really don't know. And I think I may have to put a couple or a piece of bread in there, but I'll let you know. But this is what a bread pudding basically is going to look like in its infancy. And then, of course, the cinnamon bun ones. I got a couple cinnamon buns more than I needed over there in my jars. I'm trying to get rid of some of this bread and cinnamon rolls. Y'all knew I had a method to my madness, because if it's here, I'll just eat it like that. And I figure like this, I can share this with the neighbors. And this freezes well also, y'all. Okay? Okay, so we're going to let that sit for about 5 or 10 minutes so everything can continue to just soak in and get nice and soft. And then I will add my other ingredients once I divide it into two different pans. So far, guys, I've got 2 French bread hoagie rolls is what that was. 5 hamburger buns, and we're just gonna go ahead and say 6 because I'm gonna add 2 more, so it'll be 7 hamburger buns and 7 of those little party rolls, so you can have like little dinner rolls or whatever left. These measures, I mean, this is just random. Then I've got 3 eggs, 2.5 cups of milk, one cup of just regular milk, and the condensed milk. It was a 14-ounce can, so that added up. That made it be like 2.5 cups of milk, and I blended that with the 3 eggs, and I may have said 2, but I used 2.5 cups of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of vanilla flavor, and all these liquid ingredients. Now I'm mixing, I'm blending them, however, whatever order you want. Just mix them together and pour it over there. Even the butter, I put the butter in and blended it in with the milk. So the 2 sticks of butter, just blend it right on in there, so you can pour everything over. And that's all the ingredients, I do believe. I think this time I'll type it in the description. I can't imagine who wants to make this much bread pudding, but if you decide you do, you got the ingredients for it. Okay, this is just coming together pretty good, so let me just go off for a couple minutes. I got to grab my other 2 hamburger buns, and I shall return. Okay, I'm back. I've got my base, my bread pudding base where I want it, and now I'm ready to divide it, and so that I can make part of it's going to be a blueberry banana, and the other part's going to be white chocolate and cinnamon. Okay, let's get my cinnamon over here close by. Okay, y'all know I have to do a little twist, an additional twist. I put about a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger in there, and this is my base mix. And I'm also going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon in my base mix. Okay. Ooh, y'all, it feels like I could just help me up a cup of this and just eat it. Just make sure you mix it up really, really good. And I'm getting ready to separate it here shortly. There'll be more. The pan that I'm using to bake that blueberry banana is going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting. This is going to be for my smaller pan. We're just going to do this. We're going to stay here and do that all day. Okay. That should be a plenty. Because I got the pudding to put in that one. Okay, so that's enough in that one. So we're just going to set that off to the side because I've already put my cinnamon bun in there. So I'm going to let the cinnamon bun sit there and get soft so we can get it all mixed up. Now, I've got something else to put into this one. This is my banana blueberry bread pudding. So this is the crushed up bananas. We'll put it on the nidger and just liquefy those bananas pretty much. Get that all mixed in. Oh my goodness, so bananas mixed in with that cinnamon is just wonderful, y'all. It's wonderful. Okay, and this is my blueberries. Now, what I did to my blueberries, I went ahead and stuck them in the microwave for a minute. And I put, because you know, they're going to reduce down the juice. So I put them in there, let them reduce. And to thicken it back up, I put some flour in there, okay? So this is the blueberry banana bread pudding. Whew. You smell that, Lauren? It smells wonderful. Doesn't feel like I could just help me up a big old cup full of that and just eat it. But of course we gotta bake it, y'all. We gotta bake it. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put about a 1/4 cup of flour in here to make sure that this is nice and solid. Now I sweetened these blueberries with about, I did like 1.5 cups of blueberries and about 1/8 of a cup of brown sugar when I put them into the microwave so I could reduce them down and get that juice going out of those blueberries. So I'm doing the stanky leg on the side, y'all. This is good. This is good. Hold on a minute. I gotta get some flour. Okay, I'm back here. I'm just dropping just a couple more fresh blueberries right off into there. So now I'm ready to put this in the pan so it can be baked. Let's just get it going here. Here's my pan that I'm going to pour it into. And we're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven. Okay. Okay. This is a big old bread pudding, y'all. Big one. And it freezes. You can cut once you bake it, cool it down. You can always freeze it if you don't eat it all at one time. So there's our blueberry banana bread pudding ready to go ahead and put in this oven at 350 degrees. Then I'm going to go ahead and get started on my cinnamon bread pudding. So hold one sec, let me get this one on in the oven. That one's going to have to bake well into about 1.5 hours. Just clean that off right there. And we're going to go ahead and get started with this cinnamon bun. One. Okay, now same base mix that I used to make the blueberry one, but the difference here, I'm going to add to this one. I've been had this little box of Godiva. It's like money in your pocket that itches. It's been itching my pocket, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and use, I'm not going to make the pudding mix. What I'm going to do is white chocolate pudding. And I'm just going to go ahead and add it to my, make sure those cinnamon rolls. I got a couple of cinnamon rolls at the bottom of that pan, dish rather. And I'm going to, now this is experimental, y'all. I have never tried these ingredients before, so you saw it first here. Okay? Okay. I have no clue except what's in my brain already in my imagination. Now you can smell that white chocolate. You know what white chocolate smells like. It smells like chocolate, but it's white, and it has the best flavor in the world. I really? love. Ooh, I love white. You like white chocolate? Laura, you never taste white chocolate?
I have. I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it? Mm-mm. It really, well, it has a taste and then it don't have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So, in order to make this be the cinnamon one, we got to add, of course, some extra. Don't pay no attention to that. I just knocked something over in the sink. We're going to add a little bit extra cinnamon in that. This Lauren thinks I'm hilarious. Okay. So, that's how we're going to do that. Extra cinnamon. Okay. I'm going to stir that around like so. Okay. She just thinks I'm hilarious.
Because you look back and you're like...
Yummy. It's wonderful. I have no idea, y'all, how this is going to bake up. Because, you know, pudding is pudding. So.
I actually thought you were going to say something worse.
So, we're going to... Now, I won't have to bake this one as long because this is going to be on a much smaller pan. I just want to do something a little bit different. Y'all know me, I like to do a little bit different stuff. So, we are going to use a smaller glass dish to bake the cinnamon one. Hope I got enough cinnamon going on in there. Not really. That since I've got all these ingredients going, I can't tell. But I did put extra. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put it right here in this pan. And pray that it bakes up right. This one is a little bit more stiff than the other one was, because those blueberries, remember I told you fruits always have extra water. So we're hopeful that this is going to be just what's in my mind. And in my mind, it's going to just, ooh, it smells so wonderful. It's almost like it can be like a cookie bars or something like that. What you think, Lauren? It smells good. Oh, it smells real good. Okay, so we got the got that one going. What it tastes like? Okay, and I'm probably gonna make a little brown sugar cinnamon butter or something or other to put on top, but I'll see what happens once it gets baked up. So we got that one going. Swish it a little bit. This one I'm thinking I'm only going to have to bake probably maybe 45 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and put that one in the oven, okay? The bread pudding I'm going to probably have to bake, like I say, about an hour and 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah. And then the other one is not going to have to bake that long. So we will see what happens in an hour and a half. I got it. Okay, it's bread pudding, y'all. Piping hot, fresh out of the oven. I haven't even cut it yet, but it's ready. It's smelling good. I'm going to do a little drizzle to go over them, and we're going to get us a little slice here in a second, so hold on. Okay, there it is, y'all. That blueberry banana bread pudding is piping hot, and it's real. Of course, it's like pudding. And I've just melted down some sugar, brown sugar, and blueberries to drizzle it with. I'm going to give it a taste here. And we're done with this spur of the moment dump cake style bread pudding. I tell you, it's almost the middle of the night. It's 11:30 at night, y'all. The hour is late, but I'm getting ready to taste a little bit of this. And I'm going to have to walk away from it because I'm not going to be able to eat a lot of it after this. So, just wanted to do this to use up that bread. I'm probably going to freeze most of this. I'm going to share it with the neighbors. So, y'all, until I cook again, please keep those prayers going up so the blessings will continue to come down. Cook something good for yourself. Do something kind for someone. And listen, we're still praying for everybody all around the country, especially in California, where that weather is, where those earthquakes are happening, or the people is still impending. We're just asking everybody just to get on one accord and pray that our sisters and brothers will come through these storms. So, love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in one more time. Until I cook again, keep the prayers going up so the blessings will continue to come down. Toodaloo.